Goes this way, no? Horizontal. So first, for Bangladesh, our sister chose the Bangladesh Labor Act of 2006. Okay, and in this particular law, there is provision on health and safety in the law, but not in the workplace. Okay, so it's only in paper, it's not in the garment industry, it's not being implemented. So if ever the women garment workers got ill or injured or need medical attention, they do not get any support from the employers, but rather they go outside the company and find a health facility and they spend out of their pocket. Okay, so it's out of pocket expenses. Okay, now for the structure, so that's the one they are about very critical about the substance of the law. For the structure, the employer should implement the law as it is, okay, because employees are not benefiting from it, okay. So it's nonsense that you have the law. For the culture, there are unions, but many are yellow unions, and the hope of our FPAR activity in this particular industry is to help workers, women workers, put up a genuine union because there are really employees, women employees, who are already fighting very hard to have their medical facilities and medical assistance from the employer. Okay. So we selected only one aspect of the law. Now let's go to the Philippines. We chose the Philippine Nursing Law of 2002. Okay, so what we are very critical about this law is that the salary stated there, which is salary grade 15, because in the government there's a classification of the salaries, salary grade 1 to 30 or 31. Something like that, and the nurses, as stated in the law, should receive an entry salary of salary grade SG 15, and that's SG 15 is equivalent to $640 per month. Okay, but it is only focused on the government nurses. There are more nurses in the private sector. For hospitals alone, there are only 730 plus in the government hospitals, but there are more than 1,300 hospitals in the private sector. So it's like it's not inclusive, the nursing law. And there is no also mention on the rights to organize or join concerted action in the law. There is also no clear provision on the workload of the nurse. That's why they are overworked. Structure-wise, the law does not really specify which agency or institution is supposed to monitor the implementation. And also, much of the content of the law is about hospitals, but there are other health facilities like health centers or rural health units, which are providing primary health care services. There is also lack of nurse representation in the Congress. So in the Philippines, we have the upper house of the Congress, which is the Senate, and the lower house, which is the House of Representatives. Although there are legislators who by profession are nurses, but they are not doing anything about the nursing profession. So for the culture, majority of the nurses actually are not aware of the details of the law. So they need to be informed. This is the reason why you hear, even in the past decades, only few nurses articulating their what they call this, their rights, because they're not really aware of this law. So there is a need right now, since last year, there is already ongoing public hearings to enact another comprehensive nursing law, not just to, so it's not just to amend, but come up with a new law, which is more comprehensive and more inclusive and more responsive. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next group.
So the next group should be this one, whom I have to broke their community. So it will be 5 minutes. Maris completed it in 4 minutes. So it's up to you. If you can.
Take our 1 minute to add.
I will share. We will share our 1 minute access to them. So 6 minutes.
They will benefit เรากฎหมายทำแท้งเสรีนะกฎหมายทำแท้งเสรีที่เราต่อสู้มา10 กว่าปีแล้วเรื่องสิทธิเมื่อเราไม่พร้อมเรามีสิทธิ์ในร่างกายของเราที่จะเราทำไปเมื่อไหร่ก็ได้แต่ต่อสู้มานานก็ยังไม่ผ่านเนื่องจากว่าตัวที่นักกฎหมายโครงสร้างคือพวกสภานักการเมืองต้องมีสภาบนสภาล่างไม่เห็นด้วยเพราะส่วนใหญ่เป็นผู้ชายมองว่าจะทำให้ผู้หญิงเนี่ยเขาก็จะไม่ยอมที่จะข้อกฎหมายแบบนี้แล้วอีกอย่างหนึ่งที่เป็นข้ออ้างหลักเป็นข้ออ้างที่คลาสสิกมากก็คือเรื่องจริยธรรมที่อ้างว่าไทยเป็นเมืองพุทธหรือศาสนาพุทธมันเป็นการเกิดการทำแท้งเสรีได้
So in Thailand, one of the issue that recently we have the kind of like a talk of the town that Thai people hearing or facing about illegal abortion because activists and a group of women want to try to pursue legal abortion, but it's still like a 10 years fighting between the group of women who want legal abortion and the government, and we still not getting that successful because the structure like police, the government, and medical personnel or hospital, they still not agree with this issue, and because of the culture and Thai people saying like Thailand is the Buddhist country, we are not allowed to have this legal abortion happen, and because of religious and Buddhism things, and then they also accusing the women who have abortion as the murderer. So this is the thing happened in Thailand. And Korea, do you want to present your
한국의 가사노동자는 비공식 부문 인포멀 레이버, 인포멀 워커이기 때문에 저희는 2021년에 법을 만들었습니다.
Because Korean domestic workers, they worked in informal area. So 2020, we established the law.
10년에 걸쳐 만들어진 이 법은 현장 노동자들의 목소리를 담기 위해 노력했습니다.
It takes 10 years and we try to gather their voices.
먼저 우리를 고용해줄 기업을 육성하는 겁니다. 아니면 가정에서 여성들끼리 고용하고 싸움이 나거든요.
The first one is we need to grow the
컴퍼니, 코퍼레이트.
first we need to grow to employ the workers. If not, the women workers and the family member, they fight each other. The family member, the employee family member fight each other.
저희 우리나라에는 30명 이상을 고용해야 먼저 5명 이상만 고용해도 노동 상담을 의무화시켰습니다.
In our labor cultures, if a company, if have their employee only 5, they should be the employee can have a conversation. Counsel, it is a duty.
회사뿐 아니라 고용자 컨슈머의 의무도 규정했습니다.
And also consumer duty also was made.
입주 노동, 24시간 입주 노동하는 사람들에 대한 규정도 넣었습니다.
There's someone who worked 24 hours in the house, and the regulation were made for them.
이게 말로 끝나지 않으려면 법안에 튼튼한 구조가 있어야 합니다.
But it is our dream, so not finish our dream. We make a strong legal basement.
정부는 반드시 2년에 한 번 전국적인 노동자 실태 조사를 해야 합니다.
Our government, it is duty to investigate the situation of each labor.
그리고 우리 노동자에 대한 모든 사항은 한국의 고용법이라는 최고의 법 산하의 위원회가 다룹니다.
Yeah, if they gather the problem of each labor situations, we have a very strong committee called the Committee under the Act on Employment. It is they deal with the issue.
정부가 엄청 반대했지만 그 문제는 조사를 하고 나면 정부가 계획을 세워서 실행해야 되는데 이 조항을 빼먹었어요.
The problem is government should make a basic plan, but they leave this process.
그래서 위원회가 계획을 심의해야 되는데 할 일이 없습니다.
That's why committee members they can't find anything to do.
개정안이 올라가 있습니다. 법률 개정안. 법률 개선안.
Yeah.
그냥 개선안이라고 편하게 얘기하시면 돼요.
Yeah. Always,
리뉴얼.
law renewals issue go to the committee.
이 과정에서 현재까지 가부장제 문제가 심각합니다. 누구나.
To solve this, talk about culture. Always, patriarchy culture is faced bloggers.
하우스키퍼가 무슨 직업이야?
They said that how housekeeper can be a job. They asked that.
거기 배운 것도 없고 여자면 누구나 할 수 있잖아.
They have no education and they are women. The job housekeeping is for every woman can do that.
국회의원들은 전부 그런 얘기를 했고요.
Yeah. Member of Parliament say like that.
그리고 고객들도 또 우리 자신도 이게 뭐가 필요해 이런 얘기를 했고 그거를 현재까지도 이겨나가는 게 우리 과제입니다.
Yeah, consumer and domestic worker themselves all believe that inner house worker is not kind of a job. So we are now the reason we talk about that we are processing on to make the law for domestic workers protect. Yeah.
감사합니다. 감사합니다.
Can we have a big clap? So the next group.
The next group, Andean.
I think only big. Who is presenting from here?
Two are presenting. One Cambodia, one Indonesia. Okay. Okay, Shalini, thank you for your hard to write and your do everything for me. Sorry. Okay, good afternoon. Not afternoon. I think evening now. So from Cambodia, from our team, we have raised two law. One from Indonesia, one from Cambodia. And from the Cambodia, we raised about in the substance. We raised about the trade union law. Which trade union law is very restriction on the union right. We want to to highlight a specific particular area that they restrict, like the right to organize a worker to form a union. Like they say, like if you don't have 10 workers, you cannot organize a trade union to form a trade union. And you know, and nowadays most of the express market, coffee shop, restaurant, they use the, you know, how to say, like franchising, and they franchise, and those stores they recruit worker only 8 or 9. So based on that amount, they could not form a trade union. So they completely lose the right to organize the union based on this law. Yes, they're so smart, right? They even from the American company before they recruit a lot, like the children cottage, and now they try to subsidize and franchise. So each station they recruit only 5 workers, and so we cannot organize them to be a trade union anymore. And other thing is about the right to represent the worker for collective bargaining or collective negotiation. Like those law has mentioned, like if you want to be a represent for the worker to collective bargaining or negotiation as a represent to the worker, you have to have a union member 30% plus of the total workforce. Can you imagine, like the Naga Casino, they have the worker almost 10,000, and our member just more than 2,000. So we don't have enough to represent our for the collective bargaining. And then when we have the conflict, when we submit the conflict to the Ministry of Labor, and then they did not process our conflict, labor conflict as the collective conflict, they will say like this is individual conflict because you not represent for the worker. So this is the issue as well. So the instruction I will be mention some like even the law is bad already. But requirement of the law to have the union, the requirement only 10 points in example. But in the reality, when we go to register the trade union, the officer will be require you 20 points, 20 documents to complete. So the requirements are more than the law said. So this is another implement by the Ministry of officer of the Ministry of Labor. And another thing, like I mentioned about the conflict, when it happened, when we submit the conflict to Ministry of Labor Law, and then they keep up our case, like not how to say, like they keep away, not try to solving this case. Even the law says we have the right for continue our case to process at the arbitration council. Arbitration council is kind of the labor court, but it's not a court. It's just the we call arbitration council. It's independent from the government. But they did not submit the case to arbitration council because most of the case when they submit to arbitration council, the worker will be win and the employer will be lose. So that's why they try to make the obstacle not allow this case going to arbitration council. And the issue are the culture, about the culture. Most of the workers not aware of that. They did not aware of that law. They not care about that law. Only some of the union members that they involved with the union already, that they still involved and care to campaign to end up this law. But for the rest of our workers, they will not much aware on this law. I think that.
Yeah, we have the same the substance on the trade union law. Yeah, trade union law. That's we have even the Cambodia trade union law is the adoption from Indonesia. Yeah, adoption.
Copy the wrong one.
Yeah, so that's why I'm not surprised. Yeah, but there's some substances that changing. Yeah, changing after the Constitution Court make the decisions. Yeah, after the trade union they submit the material review. Yeah, material review for the substance of the trade union law. There is our trade union law in Indonesia is recognized the multiple the trade union in one factory. Yeah, one factory. They also recognize the union, the workers as the individual. Yeah, across some factory they can form their informal trade unions. Yeah, but they don't have rights to negotiate on the CBA. Even to represent the members in the factory to negotiate with the management. Yeah, because the union is in the outside the factory, not inside the factory. And then and our law also recognize before the decision by the Constitution Court, yeah, is the right, the trade union have rights to negotiate on the CBA if you have member 50% plus 1. 50% plus 1. That's why the trade union they against this substance. And then we the new substance to recognize that the trade union have rights to negotiate on the CBA if have members 10%. Yeah, 10% from the total workers in the one factory. But all this, all this is not work. Yeah, it's not working. It's not working. Let's say for the CBA, the negotiation on the CBA. For independent trade union, like my union, yeah, in my union, because mostly not mostly, many the factory they already exist the yellow union or the paper union, yeah. Then when we organize the new or the independent trade union, then we want to apply this, yeah, have how to negotiate with the CBA. The company they will how to say to obstacle us, yeah, to negotiate. Then because they will say, oh yeah, you need to permit or the permission first to the trade union who have been exist there. So that's be any conflict on this, yeah. We have the factory, we have more than 10% members there, but not all of we have the access, we have a right to go to negotiate on the CBA. So it's also problem on the structures. The Ministry of Manpower, yeah, should be implemented and protected this law. They also ambiguous stand in the mostly in the stand in the company or the employer's side, yeah, employer side, like what I said in the beginning. And then how is the culture? Mostly workers they're not aware what this right, their rights on the freedom of associations. The total of the labor force is the 57 million, yeah, 57 million total of the labor force, but that's only 3.7 million workers organized in the trade union. So this means less 10%, yeah, because they're not aware with this law. And then mostly workers also they are afraid to organize their own union because
That's all the back. That's all. That was a good timer. That was a timer. Water. That was a timer. Oh my goodness.
Yanti, you're
That was a timer.
Okay. So I think we can have a very loud clap for us. Just for the and I'm really happy to see that all of you guys can now detect that where your problem is, whether it is substance, structure, or culture. Because from the three presentations, if I pick some words, for example, no access to the collective bargaining agenda, and we hear from these teams that no one want to acknowledge the work of the homemaker or the household workers. Then we hear that okay, there are laws for making a union, but only the number should be 10. So there needs the amendment. So it comes under the substance. So the main idea behind this whole exercise is whatever issues we are working with, whatever our impact objective is, somehow that needs to be fall under this criteria, right? Maybe we don't need the changes in all three structures, but maybe one. For example, the culture, we have to understand people that no, the homemaker, the caregivers are also should be treated as a paid worker. We have to sensitize our people who are part of this structure. No, 10 people cannot be done for a union, to form a union. Maybe somewhere there are 3 or 4 workers. So that's how our work should be gone. And we should never forget that whatever we are doing, that should comes under the feminist analysis. That if it is workable for me, it is beneficial for me, So the lady or the person or the man who are sitting behind a far away rural village, that person should not be deprived from his or her rights. So that's what we are talking about. Yeah, the laws give her the equal rights. Every law have that phrase that every citizen, every person of this country. But we have to look at into with our feminist lens that whether it is working or it is not, or it is working for a particular group of people or it is working for everyone. Yeah, I think we are done with these sessions. Bernie, you want to any concluding lines?
Yeah, so at least we get a sense that you understood. So this is a method in analyzing the law because most of you will actually be challenging the law, right? A particular law, not probably all the laws, but a law that is very relevant to your main research question or topic, right? And then, in the action where you need to do, or in the remedies, it may not necessarily be on all three, but of course it will be best to look into the three. But just reminding you also that similar with the structural barriers, they are integrated. They are very much interlinked to each other. Same thing with the substance, structure, and culture. You cannot immediately jump to the structure, to the implementing institution or institutions without looking for understanding fully the substance. Same thing with the culture, yeah? So we should approach this as integrated. Okay, so thank you very much. So it was really wonderful to see, and I hope this really helps you in analyzing that particular law that is very much relevant to your research topic. And thank you, Tasmia, let us appear. And handing over the mic to our main facilitator.
Okay, so we can break for snacks now. I think it's a much needed break. So we can come back at 4:30 for our final session for the day on participatory data gathering and analysis, because you did participatory method, today will be analysis. Okay, so let's see you at 4:30.
Yeah. Oh, they don't like it. Oh my God, I'm worried. You know, I'm really very worried that I will be staying here until midnight.
Really?
No.
But you know, it's okay for us because tomorrow they will
Nothing for your
Coffee!
10 minutes, nothing for your No, this is the only medicine.
아니야, 저 밑에 나는 거 같아. 거기.